welcome to another week's episode of Just Saying with Justin Martindale. I, of course, am Justin Martindale, and wow, what a week. I didn't expect it to go as, como se dice, viral as it did with last week's episode, but we did it. We did it, John. Just Saying officially broke the internet. I felt like a Kim Kardashian paper magazine cover. Like if there was a bottle of champagne that I could have just poured out over my own ass, I think we did that. We were everywhere. I mean, I did not expect it to go as crazy as it did. We engaged a lot of much needed conversations, especially in the astrological community.
I would say much needed is a debatable conclusion.
Debatable, yes, but needless to say, it was appreciated. I was not expecting this clip with Heather Morris about J-Lo to go viral, but apparently Vanity Fair, Us Weekly, OK Magazine, Vogue India, The Independent UK, The Daily Mail, the Hogwarts newsletter. I think we kind of reached out amongst the masses.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw Vogue India, I was like, we made it.
I know. I was like, good gracious.
Yeah.
So, yes, I just want to say thank you again to Heather for being a good sport. I want to thank all the new listeners, all the fans, everybody who DM'd me and was like, oh, my God, you're on another damn site. I was definitely shocked and shooked as all of you were. But again, thank you so much.
How weird is that? Like, what? You're just having a conversation and you don't realize what's being said. Like she was just telling a casual story.
Hearsay.
Yeah, hearsay.
A hearsay conversation. But what's interesting, though, is that I was not expecting. There were actually some people who were like, that happened to me. And I'm like, oh, and I kind of wanted to like reach out. But then I was like, I'm not going to like build this like fire against Jennifer Lopez, which, by the way, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck made it back to the States after their epic honeymoon promenade. I don't know what the hell you want to call it. Jennifer Lopez made no statement against the anti-Virgo remark. However, she did make a statement about the video that got leaked at her reception. And she was like, we all had to sign an NDA. This is awful. How dare you? So I'm like, whew, not that person. However, I am still looking behind my back for black stretch, Cadillacs and like a long glistening leg out of one of the doors to those cars with a long chinchilla coat. Like I'm very wary of chinchilla right now because I'm afraid it's going to be Jennifer Lopez being like, psst, hey, get in the car for a second. And be like, Jennifer, no, it was just a podcast. However, it did make me laugh because people got outraged and had very strong opinions. People were like, well, what about Scorpios? Are you not going to talk about them? What about Aries? They're problematic. What about a Capricorn? Those bitches owe me money. Like it was a lot of that. And I was just like, wow, leave it to Just Saying to literally dismantle the stars.
Yeah, and there were conspiracy theories.
There were conspiracy theories. Yes, everyone was like, what Virgo is she talking about? It's Mark Anthony. He's a Virgo. And you know what? I am very proud that this podcast is reintroducing Mark Anthony into pop culture because he's been gone for a while, and I really feel that we're ready for a little, like a Mark Anthony, what's the word? Renaissance. If Beyonce can have one, maybe Mark Anthony can too.
I think it was a good example of how terrible the internet is. Like, we were just having fun with Heather, and all of a sudden there are conspiracy theories.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the funny thing, because I remember when we taped that episode, we looked at each other and we were like, that's the clip. I was like, that's the funny clip. And then my brain started, my sleep paralysis demon kicked in, and he was like, hey, are you ready for what might happen in the morning? And I was like, no, I really need to go to bed, sleep demon. Not yet. Think about everything you're failing at. I was like, no, this could be it, sleep demon. All right, I'll hit you up in the morning. And I woke up that morning and all of a sudden it was like page 6. And I was like, oh, shit. And then it just kept barreling and going and going and going. And I was like, okay, it'll stop soon. Oh, no. It kept going and going and going. So, again, that was a fun ride. And we're just going to continue to do it. First of all, I need to talk about this show that I didn't know changed my life. We have a very, very special guest coming on later on in the podcast, but I just wanted to just get through some hot topics with you guys. Selling the OC on Netflix has arrived. I burned through it in maybe a day and a half. It's 8 episodes of just over the top, delicious compost. It is just so fantastic. If you don't know what Selling the OC is, it's a spinoff of Selling Sunset, which is here in Los Angeles, about the Oppenheim Group, which is right down the street on Sunset Boulevard. And it introduced us to Chrishell. Some of you might say who? Sure. Chrishell was one of the real estate agents who went on to Dancing with the Stars. She used to date Justin Hartley from This Is Us and Passions, lest we forget. My favorite soap opera of the late 90s, early 2000s. You are my passion for life. Which we need to stream that on Peacock. Make it happen, Peacock. Enough is enough. But also, this other cast of characters, all female. And then the Oppenheim Group saw the success of that show and were like, you know what, we're going to do an OC Orange County branch of this franchise. And they opened up the Orange County Oppenheim Group. Now, this cast is different because why? They've introduced some men. So now it's these hot girls with big tatas and these hot dudes which look like active duty Sean Cody models. If you don't know what those are, Google it. Stuff will come up. And it's just sweet nectar of the gods. First of all, I don't know. First of all, Orange County is beautiful. One of the locations was Emerald Bay, which Heather McDonald took me and Evan on her boat. And I was like, oh my God, I've done backflips off a boat there. So I already felt seen. But yeah, the real estate market in Orange County is just insane. These people are all in for blood. There is just gossip. There is just tempers flaring. There's 3 women named Alex. What else do you need? And they're so amazing. There's villains. There's Alex Jarvis and Alex Rose. And I actually emailed Alex Jarvis and Alex Rose to be guests on the podcast. I swear, if they say yes, I'm going to explode because these 2 girls, first of all, you don't know. I didn't know real estate agents look like Russian spies. They're dressed to kill. They look like they could crack a watermelon in between their legs or a human skull. They are in it to sell, to get into escrow, to ring that bell, which is what they do when they sell a house. They ring a bell really ridiculously. There is a British girl named Polly, and she's kind of loud because she likes champagne. But yes, there's just drama all over. Britney Snow's husband, actress Britney Snow, he's a real estate agent. His name is Tyler. He's hot, tatted. Adam Levine. There's Austin, who's again, like a Sean Cody, looks like one of his favorite games is I've never done this before, but they're just dude bros just selling houses. All of the houses are gorgeous. But here's the thing I don't understand about real estate. I don't have a house, but one day, dream big, Justin. These houses are all well, we have a listing. It's a 2-bedroom, 12 bath. And I'm like, wait, Why do we need that many bathrooms? All of it. It's like we're doing something reasonable. We have a 3-bedroom, 26-bath estate. It's going for $100 billion, and we've already had some buyers interested. I'm like, who? Meanwhile, if you'd like to Venmo me, my Venmo is Justin_Martindale. But it's just so fun. The drama is just everywhere. There's yacht parties. There's poker parties. It's just delicious. And if you haven't seen it, I encourage you to watch it because it is just such a fun watch. But going into fun watches, this past weekend, the 2022 VMAs aired on MTV. Remember MTV, John?
I do.
What do you remember about it?
Music at one point. Beavis and Butthead, The Challenge, MTV Road Rules,
Liquid Television,
Real House,
Eon Flux,
Colin Quinn Show.
Yeah.
Pauly Shore as a VJ.
Remote Control.
That was, I think, was that?
That was good. That was
Colin or Jon Stewart or Ben Stiller?
I think it might have been Jon Stewart.
Ben Stiller also had a show on there.
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy.
That was Nickelodeon.
But I think Ren and Stimpy started at MTV.
Did it?
I think so.
That might be our age. Like we're a few years.
Okay, relax. All right. Anyways,
age difference.
back when the MTV Music Awards were a thing, which Madonna performed at the very first VMAs back in 1984, I believe, something like that. So it's kind of been lackluster just because nobody watches MTV anymore, unless you're into 13 and pregnant and didn't know it, or whatever the hell show is on there. I think maybe Catfish is still on there. I'm not sure, but back in the day, they used to play music videos. So this past weekend, musicians like Dove Cameron and Teen Vogue cover star Saucy Santana performed during the Black Carpet pre-show, which the pre-show was actually a really fun time. The color scheme, I think, was all black and neon green. That's what everyone wore. The fashion was pretty good. You got some really good looks from Lil Nas X, who looked like a Swiffer dream catcher. Jack Harlow opened the show with a flashy performance of his mega hit First Class. Jack co-hosted this year's show alongside Michael Jackson Video Vanguard recipient Nicki Minaj and rap legend LL Cool J. The most nominated acts of the night included stars from around the globe like Kendrick Lamar, Doja Cat, Drake, Harry Styles, Olivia Rodrigo, Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Billie Eilish, BTS, Dua Lipa, and so many more. Now, Jack Harlow actually jumped up on the stage and started singing First Class, which samples Fergie's hit, Glamorous. Fergie, what can I say about Fergie? The girl can spell every song. Remember when, in the early 2000s, people, if you weren't selling music unless you were at a spelling bee.
That's correct.
Gwen Stefani did it with Bananas, Glamorous, and also, lest we forget, Fergie normalized driving through a Taco Bell.
And also spelling the word retarded in the explicit "Let's Get It Started." There
was that too. but it was actually a kind of fun show. Now, I didn't watch the show. I just kind of watched the highlights. It got a little chaotic. There was a lot of unhinged energy, as the kids say. One of them, I think, that was a little unhinged was the Red Hot Chili Peppers performed, and nobody knew who they were, which was a little shocking. People were going to the bathroom. People were just kind of staring at their phones. We also had Lizzo addressing the Aries Spears controversy, where Aries Spears called her fat. Or I'm sorry, that she looked like the poop emoji. Okay, don't laugh, John. You're enabling it. Enabler. Which also, have you seen what Aries Spears looks like?
The poop emoji.
Exactly. That's poop calling the poop black. Or brown, however you want to call it. Unless there's corn in it, then that's a whole nother story. But Lizzo got up there and addressed the situation in classic Lizzo form with an homage to Nicki Minaj calling out Miley Cyrus in one of her old hosting gigs where she's like, I got something to say to someone talking shit about me in the press. And everyone was like, yes, Lizzo. We also had a group called Mainskin. They came out and one of them got blurred with like their ass cheeks out, which I love a good like, oh, this is going to, you know, cause some drama. We got to blur it out. So they blurred out a butt, which I was like, good for you. We also had Bad Bunny, who won the first ever Latino artist to win Performer of the Year or Artist of the Year.
First ever non-English speaking.
Oh, it wasn't Latin. It was non-English?
Yeah.
Well, good. All right. Non-English performer. He won Performer of the Year for that. And then gave an homage to Madonna kissing Britney and Christina, where he kissed one of his male backup dancers. And everyone was like, he's gay baiting. And I'm like, I don't care at this point. It's hot. I've been locked up for 2 years. Make out. But overall, it was very, very exciting. Of course, Taylor Swift, this woman, Taylor Swift comes out of nowhere and wins something.
What'd she do?
She won for like best long form video or something. She had a video that came out with Dylan O'Brien and Sadie Sink from Stranger Things. And it was like, you know, oh, we're in love in the fall. And everyone's like, we're in, you know, of course, because Taylor runs the fall.
Yeah.
Taylor is the queen of autumn. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, pumpkin spice latte season happened. And as soon as that happens, I'm like, like Mariah Carey Christmas, Taylor Swift fall. That's it. So Taylor wins. She gets up on stage. She looked gorgeous in this like beautiful, like dripping diamond gown. And she's like, thank you so much. Now I have something to say to all of you. And everyone's like, oh God, what is she going to say? Who will she ruin? And she's like, I'm dropping a new album in October on the same date as Kim Kardashian's birthday.
Wait, did she say that or just?
She didn't say on the same day as Kim Kardashian's birthday. Here's the thing. Taylor Swift is the queen of Easter eggs. Everyone decodes, like I went through a fucking TikTok rabbit hole where everyone's like, Taylor Swift wore red lipstick, what she wore back in 13 years ago at her very first VMA performance. And it's like, oh my God. So she's releasing this album with 13 new songs, I believe. And it's also on the same day as Kim Kardashian's birthday, who she used to be married to, John?
Kanye?
Yes.
Oh.
And Kanye and Taylor was like, remember that exchange?
Kim was involved in that also.
Yes, I want to cue lightning from my fingertips right now because I'm like, it has begun. Like, Taylor Swift is already like causing commotion and the album hasn't even dropped yet. She is like ready to let every just farm horse girl have it. And I'm here for it. But one of the biggest moments of the night, which I didn't realize was a big deal until it actually started, you know, waterboarding me, every post I was seeing, was this rapper named Young Gravy, who has such hit songs as Off to the Side, Please, and Not on My Chicken Fried Steak. Those aren't real songs. I just made those.
I mean, I don't know.
They could be.
Isn't he like
I just thought Gravy, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Is he a real rapper or is he like Lil Dicky? Where it's like
Apparently, he's very, very, very underground.
Got it.
Some of his videos went viral on TikTok, but he performed during this year's pre-show, and while on the black carpet, also introduced his date. And who was his date? Addison Rae's mom. Young Gravy and Addison's mom, Cheri Easterling, were seen making out all over the VMAs, and the rapper even called her the queen of MILFs. I'm sorry, you're not. Take a seat, because who's the queen of the MILFs? Jennifer Coolidge.
Damn right she is.
Stifler's mom will always be queen of the MILFs. And if you don't know who that is, Young Gravy, do your research. So if you don't know what this means, we talked about this couple months ago, I believe, when, hold on, can we pause real quick?
Yeah.
Can we pull up the clip I sent to you about here's what we know? I sent it to you. Oh, God. Okay, let's go to... Okay, yeah. Go down, go down, go down. Okay. Okay.
1 second. Let me just mark it. Okay.
So if you don't know what this means, a couple months ago, we were talking about how Cheri, Addison's mother, caught her husband cheating on her with a younger girl. So this guy, her dad, has now posted to Young Gravy a very thirsty Gravy picture of him. Can you go down to the top of the picture where I can read the caption? There you go. He posted a very thirsty picture with his head blocked out and just giving you dad torso. And he says, hashtag tired of living lie. You could have put an A in there. He says, unbothered. Thank you, at Young Gravy, for taking the leftovers. I would rather spend time with my daughter and 2 grandkids that Sherry Nicole made me abandon as a child in order to be with her.
I like the takeover reference because his name is Gravy.
I do too.
Thanksgiving reference.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the leftovers, Young Gravy.
Leftover reference.
I mean, this is going to be a messed up Thanksgiving. He says, never let a woman make you choose between her and or your blood child. So,
what's a blood child? Just some.
It's like a Harry Potter reference. I don't know. Harry Potter and the blood child. I don't. You know, like your biological child.
Someone that you're related to by blood.
Biological blood child. Yes, we didn't need to really say blood child.
It sounds terrible.
But it also sounds like it could be Young Gravy's arch nemesis, blood child.
I would read that comic.
Yeah. Blood child. It's like Dark Child's grandson. Blood child. So Young Gravy says, which by the way, she's 42 and Young Gravy is 26. And he says, I hit on her first. I knew of her and I thought she was fine. He has a song called Betty, sure. And he said that they met on the internet and FaceTimed a couple of times before meeting in person. She's like a Southern belle, and I'm a Northern boy, so it felt really cute and wholesome. I'm into MILFs, and she's kind of the queen of MILFs. Does she know that he's calling her this? I don't even think that. And just, you know, like,
Do you think she cares if she's hooking up with someone named Young Gravy?
You know what? Let her live.
Like, we got to prioritize what our concerns are here.
I mean, what's another Young Stuffing?
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
Young Wishbone? I don't know. The pair walked onto the red carpet in matching ensembles, with Easterling stunning in a laced-up lavender mini dress with matching purple heels, while Gravy, whose real name is Matthew Hari, wore a black suit and a lilac shirt. Now, Page Six reported this back in July that the dad had a 5-month affair with a 25-year-old influencer named Renee Ash, and the fallout was swift. Since then, Addison Rae has stopped following both of her parents, which is very strange to me. Like that's now where we're at in society, where children are now unfollowing their own parents. Like, the kids are becoming the adults. We don't know who has who is the parental figure. Both of these parents are now dating kids their own daughter's age. And if I was Addison Rae and I saw my mom making out with someone on television, I would never leave the house.
I mean, that's the new MySpace top 8. You used to just bump people down when you were mad at them. Now you have to just unfollow.
I mean, I guess that's the thing. Now, you know, and TikTok's come a long way. You know, we have Dixie D'Amelio and her mom are going to be on Dancing with the Stars competing against each other.
If they came and hit me in the face, I wouldn't know who either of them are.
Well, Nicki Minaj had no idea either because she called her Dixie D'Amelio.
Good for her. Good for Nicki Minaj.
Good for her. She also got the MTV Michael Jackson Vanguard Award and did like a huge number and killed it of all of her hot songs. She thanked every woman in the music industry who has influenced her. She wore these crazy Sub-Zero Mortal Kombat contact lenses. And overall, you know what? Oh, and lest I forget, Blackpink, which is a Korean K-pop group, that was their first time performing on the VMAs. And Lisa, one of the band members, performers, sure, of Blackpink, walked away with Best New Artist. And it's the first K-pop. I'm sorry, I take that back. She got Best K-pop Solo Performance. It's the first time a single person has won that because K-pop groups usually have like 86 people in the group, you know?
Yeah.
So she's just one girl, one award.
Good for
so
her.
Props to Lisa on that. Now, going back into pop culture, VMAs, I give them a good 8 out of 10. It was fun.
Considering you didn't watch them, that's great.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Lizzo tore it up. The performances were overall okay.
Shout out to Panic at the Disco. Brendan Urie still got it.
What's that?
Panic at the Disco.
Oh.
He still got it.
Now there's this. This song came out over the weekend. And I have to give a shout out to Michelle Collins over at SiriusXM. I love her to death. She also covered our J-Lo Virgo phobia bombshell. She was talking on her radio show that collaborations are kind of getting out of hand. And I get her. I have her back on this 100% because Britney Spears teamed up with Elton John on Hold Me Closer, her first release in 6 years. And here's my review. Meh.
That's better than mine.
I'm like, we waited 6 years for that? Now, the reason I'm saying this is because this song actually leaked a couple weeks ago, and you know, everyone was like, let Britney have her moment. Why are we leaking the song? And we didn't know if it was actually the right version. And then Elton John went to like some drag brunch in, I don't know, the Hamptons or something and was like, listen to my song, listen to my song. And everyone's like, all right, this is great. Now, the song is an EDM reimagining of John's 1971 hit Tiny Dancer. It marks Spears' first new release since the legal victory last November that freed her from the 13-year conservatorship that controlled her career and personal life. Last year, Spears revealed she stepped away from music and performing after the conservatorship killed her dreams. Her last album, Glory, arrived in 2016. So this was the big comeback song that everyone was waiting for. Elton John previously released Cold Heart with my fave, Dua Lipa, which was a bop. Dua Lipa and Elton, that was a bop. That was played at every pool party. That was played. It was like a good, nice, late spring, early summer anthem. And it was wonderful. There was actually music and bridges and choruses, and it was good. I liked it. This one is like a minute and a half long. You can barely make out whose voice is who because it's so photoshopped, so auto-tuned. Same thing. It's so auto-tuned. And it honestly, it kind of gives me like we released it too late. You know? I feel like our summer anthems this year were As It Was by Harry Styles, About Damn Time by Lizzo. And what else? Is there any more that kind of pop into your head?
I don't listen to music after 2006.
You never listen to music? Okay.
Not after.
I think those were the two that were like really popping. Those were the two songs that come to mind. If you know of others, please let me know because I will go, oh yeah, you're right. This one was just kind of like little too late, you know? It gave me Bang Bang vibes. Ariana Grande, Jessie J, Nicki Minaj, see anybody could be good to you. And that was a summer bop, but it came like 2 days before fall. And Taylor Swift was like, you belong to me. And Bang Bang just kind of fizzled out because it was not there in time. It's a great song, but it just missed the mark of being a summer hit. That's what I'm feeling about this. It's very last call. Party's over. The fluorescent lights come on at the club. You're looking at the gargoyle you've been talking to all night, and you look over and you're like, oh, God, it's you. You know, you weren't supposed to look like this. Look away. Like, very much that. It's also very like, if you're having a summer party, the party's over and you're like, okay, let's wind up. You know, everyone's kind of going home. I got to go catch Game of Thrones. See you later. It's a little disappointing, but it's okay. But it's getting us into this new discussion about collaborations, because now everyone's having a collaboration. And Michelle Collins says that is nobody writing new music anymore. We're just sampling shit. There's an actual really good clip about Prince, R.I.P., where he's doing an interview and he's talking about how he's predicting all of this happening. He's like, we're all just going to be doing collaborations of older songs because no one has any ideas anymore. Much like Hollywood. We're just kind of regurgitating the same storylines. We're doing gender reversal. Whoa, it's the same movie, but whoa, it's different. Is it? Even with Nicki Minaj, who has a new single called Super Freaky Girl, which samples She's a Super Freak, that one. Yeah. Which MC Hammer sampled, Can't Touch This too. So it's very like, we've heard it before.
Well, I think it's a way for labels to deal with their archives by attaching them to younger artists that could bring the generation of now to listen to the older songs. The same thing that happened to Kate Bush. Like you take an old song, you introduce it to the new TikTok audience, and then that song blows up and you're making money off an artist that's probably not alive anymore. Not Kate Bush, but like they're just trying to introduce old music to the new audience.
Well, you brought up a good point there, John. People on TikTok are very much not fooled because they're saying that's what Elton John is doing. They're like, oh, he's bringing in a pop princess or this young girl to make 13-year-olds go, oh, Elton John. So, yes. I have to say well done on Elton John's half, but at the same time, it's not that good. But it's also like, look what I did. I got Britney a job. Yay, me.
Also his most popular song, like I would say arguably one of his 3 most popular songs, like from Almost Famous. It's a risk, and it didn't pay off.
It didn't pay off. I know. I really wanted Tiny Dancer or Hold Me Closer. I'm sorry. Hold Me Closer. To go a little harder than it did. And if you follow me on Instagram, which you should, you notice that I got Lindsay Lohan dancing in Mykonos and put the two together, and it was the same beat, the same vibe. So yes, I am. Here I am saying it. I'm coming out and saying I was a little underwhelmed by Hold Me Closer. Maybe it was better it was leaked. I don't know. But here we are. I'm happy Britney's releasing music. I will say this. I did talk to a friend of mine who commented on the song, and he was like jamming along with it. And I commented like, are we feeling this? And he texted back. He goes, we have to like it, or we will never hear another song from her ever again. And I'm like, fair enough. So we love it. Britney's back. Oh, God, Britney's back. But yes, I give it like a nice late summer, end of summer, going into fall. And it is what it is. And then Taylor Swift will let us all have a reckoning when she releases her new album called Midnights. That's what it's called, which I'm hoping. Can I just say this? At the VMAs after party, she was wearing this really cool dark blue shimmery kind of like a slip with like this white faux fur jacket, which gave me very like Studio 54 Jerry Hall vibes. If Taylor Swift is in her disco Jessie Ware Kylie Minogue era, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm really hoping that we're going to get maybe like a dance, cool electro, chill house party vibe from Taylor Swift. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, Taylor Swift. Get Dancing Horse Girl. That's what I want. Okay. Another duet that has come out, another collab that I was never expecting, was Ava Max and Leann Rimes. Ava Max, or as I call her, Lady Gaga Light. She's pretty good. She's got some bops out there. She has that one song that we've all heard from TikTok of all of the kings and the queens on the throne. That one. So her and Leann Rimes jumped up on a bar a la Coyote Ugly and are working on a Can't Fight the Moonlight duet, hopefully. So I was also kind of just like, well, I guess we've just run out of ideas. And finally, here, right now, this is my Hold Me Closer that I want, is Dolly Parton and Kelly Clarkson are doing a 9 to 5 duet. It is coming. The song premiered in the documentary Still Working at South by Southwest this past spring. Kelly Clarkson has revealed the long-awaited release date of her duet version of 9 to 5 with Dolly Parton last Friday. She says, I'm so excited to finally announce the new version of 9 to 5 I recorded with the legendary Dolly Parton is coming out on September 9th. The superstar wrote next to a photo of herself and the country legend on Instagram with their names scrawled underneath. Thank you, Shane McAnally, for making the dream a reality and putting this project together. Pre-save it now. While Parton has yet to spread the word on top of promoting the upcoming Ultimate Deluxe version of her holiday album, A Holly Dolly Christmas. God, I love this woman. Producer Shane McAnally commented, wildest dream team on Clarkson's post. The song was first heard in the documentary Still Working 9 to 5, which premiered at South by earlier this spring in Austin, Texas, featuring interviews with Parton, Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, Dabney Coleman, Allison Janney, Rita Moreno, and more. The film looks back at the 40th anniversary of the classic 80 film and the continuing fight for women's rights and gender equality. So we're getting a 9 to 5 cover with Kelly Clarkson on the anniversary of 9 to 5. I'm ready for it. 2 American Idols joining forces for the power of good. You're going to get a Smoky Mountain Girl and a Dallas, Texas Queen. I'm here for it. That's the duet I want. That's the duet I want. And speaking of Hooters, finally, this first of all, I'm just going to give you guys a warning. If you want to stop listening to this podcast now, go for it. Otherwise, stay tuned because this one John sent me. This is a straight heterosexual man-ish sending me this, where I was kind of like, wait, what? This story made me do a double D take, rather. This Hooters waitress, oh, here we go. Because at Just Saying, we just like to throw out stories that make you go, what? And, well, here we are. This Hooters waitress was caught dipping hot wings in her vagina. In her vagina, she was dipping hot wings in her vagina. That will be a duet that I am working on with... probably Camila Cabello, because no one cares. Houston, Texas. God damn it. I was just talking about Dallas with Kelly Clarkson. Now we have to ruin things with Houston. Houston, do better. Houston, Texas. This woman was 24 years old, who is 24 years old, was taken into police custody after she was witnessed, meaning people saw her. People saw her at work. Witnessed by coworkers dipping hot wings into her vagine before serving them to customers. From what authorities have told us, Jessica, of course, it's a Jessica, would dip wings into her hoo-ha while on and off her period. I'm going to throw up in my own mouth. This was done to customers who had been rude and or made off remarks about her appearance. Why she would do this while on her period is anyone's guess. The introduction of blood to this crime heightens the consequences of her actions. Tampering with food along with the addition of human blood is a criminal offense with special circumstances. It carries a sentence of up to 20 years in prison. The lesser charges of inserting, God, there's too many words that I'm just triggered here. The lesser charges of inserting the wings into her vagina while not menstruating can carry a prison term of up to 10 years. The more you know. The more you know. I'm glad someone was like, you know what? When she's just putting them up there, it's not as bad, but whoa, when there's blood, whoa.
There was actually a council of people that had to decide sentencing for this.
Oh, a full council of people. The Menstruation Council of Houston, Texas. Girl, as someone who's worked in the food industry, there's other ways to deal with rude customers. Charge them for drinks they didn't have. Automatically add gratuity. Slash their tires. No, too extreme. You know what? It's not too extreme. Shoving buffalo wings into your body and then serving them is a whole nother level. It's called Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm sorry, Hooters, right? Same thing. It's buffalo wings. They're called buffalo wings because they're yummy and they're tasty. You know? You can't make buffalo wings fish sticks. The more you know. All right, everyone. I am very excited about this week's guest. I mean, talk about... I'm going to call you an icon because you are. And you need to be told all the time.
I'm just a con.
Yeah. You know her from SNL. You know her from Scary Movie. You know her from the new movie coming out of Office, premiering on Comedy Central September 5th. It's the one, the only, Cheri Oteri. I mean, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to my haunted basement.
Yes, and I didn't know we were going to be filmed. If I had watched the show before, I would have known. And I'm sorry, but next time, how about some powder?
I know, I'm sorry. We have a very strict budget here at the Comedy Store.
You're not kidding. You know, even a tissue to wipe the oil off my forehead. Nope, not going to happen.
As I'm like, I look like that Nazi in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Dr. Jones.
You have great bone structure.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Pleasure. I'm glad you're here. Evan and I watched Scary Movie last night.
Aww.
And we had to go back and follow the journey of one gale hailstorm. But I want to go back. I mean, first of all, like, I'm so fangirled right now because we met actually at Lance Bass and Michael's New Orleans themed bachelor party. Was it their bachelor party? Right.
Yes.
And I remember walking outside, and I smoked cigarettes at the time, and I went outside, and you were like in the shadows, and I was like, oh my God. And we like had this great conversation, and I was like, I never in a million years thought I was going to be having this conversation with Cheri Oteri. And we just kind of kicked it off and like became
Every
friends.
time I run into you, you're like the sweetest guy, and then it's like, and then, you know, I just always run into you, and then it's just so funny. You're like, will you do my show?
I know. I was like, please take some time out of your busy day. I know here's
my busy day of going to Lowe's.
Yeah.
Ralph's.
Yeah.
The dog park.
Uh-huh. Which, by the way, happy National Pet Day.
I know.
Which was like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
You have 2 dogs, right?
Yeah, both rescues.
Names?
Adele and Desi.
Adele
Castro and Desi Desmond Tutu.
Adele Castro, which could also be a drag queen.
Yes, it could be. Oh my God. They're my second set of rescues. Before that, I had Sweet Mama and Ricky, and she lived to like 17, blind.
Oh.
She was my dad's dog. When my dad passed away, I went and got her. And then a year later, she went blind and lived till 17.
That's what they do.
Yeah. Incontinent. It was like me, her, and a mop. I remember I got her like a doggy diaper. And then that would always slide off. So I got her these doggy denim shorts to keep the diaper on. I would come home, diaper be on one side of the room, shorts on the other, be in the middle.
And just chewed it off?
No, it just slid off. She had no ass.
Oh, what discipline.
I know. I needed a belt.
A doggy belt.
A doggy belt. But yeah, she was great. And Ricky. So yeah, I'm really into rescues.
That's good. I know. I got a little bit of dog fever in me right now.
Love.
I know.
I
don't want.
They're little
one, but I want
antidepressants.
one.
I should have called my dog Zoloft and Wellbutrin or something like that.
Yeah, something that just rolls off the tongue. Just real easy.
Cymbalta, come!
Like you have to have like a fog machine with the dog
Yeah.
entrance. Okay, now, I mean, I have to go back to my teenage years, which was 3 years ago. Because you were introduced on SNL to the nation from 1995 to 2000 with the most iconic of characters. I mean, I don't even know. Spartan cheerleader Ariana. I mean, that was. I remember. I like ran for like student government. I don't know why, but I won. And I did a Spartan cheerleader with the person running for vice president with me, and we did a whole little thing. It was such a moment. But where did you like come up with your characters? What was the audition like? Because your characters' names are very specific names.
I love naming characters.
Yeah.
I usually take names of people I went to school with.
Okay.
Grade school or high school, and I match them.
Mesh them up.
Yeah.
Like Adele.
Like Colette
Castro.
Reardon. Colette Reardon. I went to grade school with a kid named Tommy Reardon, and to high school with Colette, a girl named Colette. I forget what her last name is, but she had a twin sister, Celeste, and they were basketball.
Colette and Celeste?
Yeah. And so I love and I got Colette Reardon. Ariana just seemed like what every girl was named at that time or something like that.
Really?
It just sounded like a that's kind of girl, you know?
Just
like, what are we going to do? They need our help.
Yeah.
Let me see. Rita Del Vecchio, just loved, just that Italian name. Oh, someone's doing the carpet.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
Oh, yeah. We're always here. Yeah, we're always under construction
Clean at the
here.
Comedy Store.
Yeah.
No powder, but clean. Yeah, naming characters. So, and then I would said it was Ariana, and then Will's character's last name was Buchanan, and that was my sister's married name, Buchanan.
Oh, wow.
And whenever we would call out, I would use my nieces and nephews' names of who we were.
Oh, that's great. A little like homage, tribute.
And one time I did this, I wrote this thing called Staten Island Nurses, and it was like a new medical drama coming on this fall. And I used I had this thing, it was with Gwyneth Paltrow, and I go, hold on, Reba, one second. Well, Dr. Dominic Malatesta, please report to the nurses station. Dr. Dominic Malatesta. My friend's name is Dominic Malatesta.
That's my nephew's name.
Everybody's
Dominic.
real name is like, but Dominic Malatesta, I mean, come on. That doesn't say Staten Island Nurses.
Yeah, that's definitely like soap opera adjacent.
And in the scene, Daryl Hammond comes in with 2 breast implants. I was right in the middle. Like, what?
I mean, that's, for me, growing up with SNL in the 90s was just, it's something weird. I don't know if it was because I was like a questioning gay kid growing up in Texas.
Or do I just like these characters?
Yeah.
Am I gay? Or do I just like really like these
but
characters?
the women, it was like I looked at these strong, powerful, comedic women like Molly and Anna and you, and I was just like blown. Like I
felt like so lucky to be a part of that trifecta.
Yeah.
Because we all came to the table with something.
Every week.
And I think it was our timing because when we came in, like NBC had cleaned house for us. So we all kind of got to start at the same like playing field. And it just allowed, whoever had anything, come on. And coming from the Groundlings,
Yeah.
it was like the best training ground.
Yeah. Do you remember your audition? Mm-hmm. You do?
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah.
I had gotten, on my second audition, I had gotten food poisoning the night before. I hadn't slept. I had broken all the blood vessels in my face from dry
throwing
heaving,
up?
from throwing up. And I mean, I even broke blood vessels in my eyes. You know when they do that?
Those are the worst.
It was
so hard to look
awful.
at.
And I went into hair and makeup. They had hair and makeup.
The shade.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, you're not. We'll work on it.
Just powder. They go, oh my God, honey, what happened? And I go, I got food poisoning. I have not slept. And please cover it. But they covered up as much. And it was so dark and everything like that. So
Yeah.
I said if I had 2 broken legs, I could have danced. I was so scared and excited.
And it's just, the rumor is that you're just sitting there with Lorne and the writers, and it's just like, go, get up there.
It was just the kid that was in there before me who came out. He just opened the door and he goes, get ready. They don't laugh.
Oh, God.
And I was like, and I was glad he said that
Yeah.
because I wasn't expecting anything.
Wow.
And it was just 4 people, and it's very dark, and it's the stage. You're standing on the stage that the host comes out on.
Yeah. I mean, I've walked on it. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's a whole, it's a whole feeling.
It is.
Like
it is.
history.
It is. And we were improvising one day before everybody who got the job, we were all on the stage downstairs, like improvising at the cast. And because it's like wood and it's like a hollowness.
New York.
And I grew up in Catholic school.
Yep.
And every time there was a wooden floor, I'd go, like a cheerleader, you know? And then I started doing it as I was waiting for my turn. And then Will looked at me and he started going, and then I laughed at him because we were doing it real serious. And we just laughed at each other. It's like, oh, we should write a cheerleading sketch.
And you did. Ungawa. Spartan's got the power. I know the beat. I was like, I know. I mean, I remember like Chihuahua, small dog, introduce yourself. Yep, that was my favorite.
So stupid.
Yeah.
And you just think to yourself, you're an adult doing stupid thing and you laugh and you're just being silly and stupid, and to be doing that for a living is like, but man, did we make it hard for ourselves. Like, not only do we make it like, okay, where are they cheering where they're not wanted?
Yes, the chess
event,
game or whatever.
Right? We wrote the cheers according to whatever the game was, and then choreographed it. And because these 2 were never off, they were so devoted, we couldn't mess up. And then let's, on top of it, do a choreographed dance at the end.
Yeah.
It was like, damn, did we make this hard for ourselves? Like, it was a big production just doing those as much as we did.
But you know what's crazy about that is you guys got the payoff at the beginning of the sketch. You guys just stood there and everyone was like, because they knew. I mean, and I remember going to school like that, that following Monday and being like, oh my God, did you see the Spartan sketch? And like everyone was talking about it. It was because, and you guys, in a weird way too, it introduced a lot of music to...
Yeah, we would always think, okay, what song are we going to do?
Yeah.
What song are we going to do?
Yeah, because it was like, oh, I haven't heard that song. And I don't know how we found music back in the day. Pigeons.
Yeah.
But like, we were like, what was that song? That was a good song.
And we would just sit in the room, okay, what song? What song? What song? What song? And that's why when people say, well, what was your favorite sketch to do? And I'm like, Morning Latte, because all we had to do is sit there.
Yeah, the best.
Morning Latte, was my favorite, really, because just when we were writing it, we would be laughing so hard at how ill-informed. Like, I thought, I love playing people so ill-informed, yet it never throws them off.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, confident.
Yeah. And where you just stand there and go, okay, yeah. I feel like there was another...
I remember doing, I think it was Saving Private Ryan. It's so blasphemous to turn a romantic war into such a bloodbath like that. And I go, you want real history. Viva Rock Vegas. You really feel like you're at the Paleolithic area. Paleolithic meaning to collect stamps. And then Will would say, no, that's a...
And you just go, okay.
Oh.
And I think that's what attracted me to you on that show was just the comedic timing and the ability to believe something so hard and then be told you're wrong, but keep believing you're right. And I think I might do that personally myself. With like, Justin, no. And I'm like, no, I swear, you guys.
I'm sticking with it.
You guys don't know.
I'm sticking with it.
You don't know.
I said I always love playing characters that have no idea how bad off they have it. Love it. Like when that was like the funnest thing about my prescription drug lady. She had a reason for every drug she took.
Uh-huh.
And she was happy. Mm-hmm. Wasn't hurting anybody.
She's taking her pills.
Just
a lady taking her pills.
Just need a little pep.
Just need a little pep, and that's what we all need.
And you know what? I got that off of like a family member.
Uh-huh. Oh, that character? Uh-huh. With the eyebrow and the lips?
Oh, she came high to the house. I remember the front car of her car was always parked 1 inch from our tree on the curb, and the back half of the car was in the street. And I could always tell when her drugs kicked in when she was putting her makeup on because the eyebrow pencil started to go into her temple.
So that was
like,
real.
She couldn't. You could just tell the shakes started coming. And I'm like, and she just gave up on that eyebrow. It just went right into the temple. And but back then, women like a pillbox was an accessory. Mm-hmm. It was bejeweled and beautiful, and I would say, "Could I hold your pillbox?" Because it was so pretty, and it was like a Fabergé egg or something. It was heavy, and it had all these beautiful butterflies and flowers and ornaments. And I would hold it, and then I would open it. It's like, and we play the guessing game. Okay, the white ones are for pep.
Oh, you just guessed the
it's such
the pill?
We would always do it. It was just an innocent, word for speed.
And how old were you?
Like 7.
Just guess the pills.
Yeah, and I would be like, the blue one is for sleep. And then the pink one was always like, she would always go, is for water weight. And the doctor said, that's all this is.
Uh-huh.
That's all this is.
Just water weight.
And she would just hold her big belly and say, it's all this is. I'm like, well, when that dam breaks.
Mm-hmm. And where did you grow up again?
Just outside the suburbs, just outside of Philly.
Oh, outside of Philly. So yeah. Okay. All right. Just a lady. I think that's something that will never. I mean, do you think kids still play that? Guess the pills?
No.
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 I think kids are now playing.
No,
because
now
the pills.
They have. Yeah. No, they now have. We've learned so much about drugs, and back then they didn't have cross-referencing either.
Yeah.
So it was like
they were just colors.
If it was prescribed by a doctor, it was word.
Mm-hmm.
And then she would be drinking beer.
Oh,
and
so she'd mix.
Right, and then it was like at the end, I would go up to my mother and I would say, "She's leaving." She says, "No one's paying attention to her." I'm like, "What am I, fucking chopped liver? I'm paying attention to you, bitch." Right? And it's like no one pays attention to me either. We're in the same club, so I would say. She goes, "All right, walk her to the car."
Mm-hmm.
And I remember saying, "Mommy, should she be driving?"
Oh, God.
And back then, she goes, "Don't be fresh."
She should have been.
No, she just said, "Don't be fresh."
What's that mean? That's not what "don't be fresh" means.
No, I know, but in a way, don't talk about her like that.
Oh. She's an adult. She can make her own decisions.
Right, right.
But I don't think she parked. Did
and
you
then
see how she parked?
Right, and she,
her eyebrow.
When she got here. And then I remember my mom being on the phone one time. What happened? What do you mean she wrapped it around a tree? That's impossible. My 7-year-old walked her. I watched her out of the way walk. My 7-year-old walked her to the car. That's impossible.
Rick, you got the wrong person.
I'm telling you, she was laid up for a year.
Oh, God. Oh, that is so wild.
The 70s.
I know, right?
Oh.
Kids will never know.
When everything wrong was so right.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm getting into that era now where I'm like, oh, the 90s. What a time. When we could just watch Saturday Night Nickelodeon and eat pizza. And now kids are doing fentanyl and eating ass. It's just how the times have changed. Their Saturdays are different. So... Going from SNL, do you have a favorite, either a character or a sketch of all time, or just a memory out of that whole experience?
just a memory.
No.
No, just a memory out of the whole experience. You know, like I remember doing the Cheerleaders with Jim Carrey. That was a big deal because it was a big deal for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How so?
Well, he said to me, he auditioned for SNL and it was his dream. And when he didn't get it, he went through a depression for a long time.
Sure.
And it's something you don't get over, you know? And he goes, so me hosting. And I go, it's way healthier to be hosting than to be in it. I go, but it meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
And he goes, this is such a dragon for me to slay.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
really,
and he
really
had
cool.
the best show.
Oh, yeah, of course. I think I even remember that episode.
And then I went to his house for dinner one time, and I went into a room and I was just looking around, and he had the Joker encased in glass, the whole costume. He had
From Batman?
Yeah.
When he was the Riddler?
the Riddler.
The Riddler, yeah.
Yeah, and then he had Ace Ventura. He had name every famous movie that he did. He had the outfit encased, and then I saw he had the cheerleader outfit encased,
Oh, very cool.
and I'm like, Jim, what the? And he's like, it was a big deal for me.
Oh, see, I would have done the same thing.
I mean,
That's kind of amazing.
yeah, that was. And then I remember when Snoop Dogg first came out. You know, I remember saying, oh, I want to do Barbara Walters interviewing him so bad. And, you know, but he was the musical guest, not the host.
Oh,
And,
really?
And he had
Oh.
just come out.
Okay.
So you didn't know that he had a cool, like, kind of, you didn't know what he was.
He's hilarious.
As a regular,
Yeah.
as a regular person. And so, and he was like, tough guy, you know? But I wrote it anyway. And it got in. And I'll never forget, they go, Snoop wants to talk with you. So he was like in a dressing room rehearsal. This was like 2 days before the show. And I went down and he was in his room and it was dark. So there was no light on. I couldn't see where I was going. And it was filled with smoke. And there was a
Some
woman
things
in
never
there.
change.
And there was a woman in there cornrowing in his hair. And he goes, oh, listen, I'm sorry. Are you okay with this? And I go, I'm used to the smoke. It doesn't bother me. He goes, no, her. I'm like, oh, I love that. She's the one that's offensive. You know, somebody in there cornrowing your hair. I'm like, no, but I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Can we keep the door open?
Did he pass
He was
the
a
joint?
doll. Yeah, he was cool. He was a doll.
Yeah.
And he was just goes, this is really funny. And I'm like, but they put us like in the dress show last. And that's when they put you at the end of the dress show, they don't hold out a lot of hope because like 3 sketches are cut out between dress and air for time.
Yeah. I've heard
You know?
that.
And they cut like a whole half hour out, you know. And it killed, and we went straight. We were like the first sketch out. And afterwards, he did so well. I mean, he would say, I remember him saying to me, he goes, Cheri, when I first met him, he goes, I think my cousin could be in the sketch. And I'm like,
Oh, he's inviting family now on the
honey.
sketches.
By the time air came, I had 4 cousins. I had 4 cousins to cast. Now, I don't know if you can ever look this sketch up.
Yeah.
Barbara Walters interviewing Snoop Dogg.
Oh, I'll look
But
for
what
it.
you will see is 4 guys. I had them all dressed in suits, standing in back with their hands behind it. I go, standing here, being here with you, Snoop, with your bodyguards, I feel very safe. From what? I don't know. So it's like, I had them as his bodyguards. I mean, I'm just thinking, I just kept saying yes. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with all his cousins?
You're like, I've seen a porn like this once.
Speak for yourself.
No.
But that was a big deal for me.
Of
Like that
course.
sketch going well. And afterwards, it was really funny because I went off and he went off and we ran into each other's arms. And I go, thank you.
Oh.
You killed. And he had fun, you know, and all his cousins were in. It was like, he goes, I'll see you at the after party. Have some champagne.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, man. Now,
Nice guy.
so Barbara Walters, I mean, that's an iconic character. What was it? Was it 2020?
Uh-huh.
It was 2020 when you did it with Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper.
Yeah.
And I mean, you just destroyed it. Was that when you were hologrammed in? Or was
No, the
that
first one was
21?
live.
The first one was live.
Yes.
And that was the first time you had done it since SNL, right?
I had done it for little things
Okay.
before. I mean, she's the gift that keeps on giving.
Truly. I mean, and you were, let's see.
I had way more fun with her than she's ever had. Like, truly, man. And you know what? That wasn't even my idea. That was Lorne Michaels' idea for me to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I really didn't do impressions. You know? And she was very specific. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can just, she's no Gilda Radner or something like that.
I think Gilda was the first to do it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh man, this pressure, But I just looked at her all over again and tried to get my own take.
Yeah.
And then by the time the audience kind of accepted me doing it, I just took all these liberties.
Oh, yeah. It was the right amount of farce, but the right amount of truth.
Oh, and that Snoop Dogg thing, when I said, being here with your bodyguards, I feel very safe. From what? I don't know. And then what I didn't do in dress rehearsal, so they didn't get it on the camera, was I took my purse and I put my purse really close to me as if... And Beth McCarthy afterwards, she's like, what did you do? The audience screamed, right? And I go, oh, I just picked my purse up and put it close to on my lap. And she's like, we didn't do that in blocking. You didn't do that. I go, I know, I'm so sorry.
But it was gold.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Yeah, she's the gift that keeps on giving. And then being able to do it, it was so perfect because all those years of saying, because we did it, 2020. And this was, and it was so much fun.
Did you do a sketch where you were interviewing her as Barbara Walters? Yes, I remember that one.
I did that on The View.
Yes.
And here's the funny story to that.
Yes.
My cousin Mary in New Jersey calls me up and she goes, Cheri, Barbara Walters is leaving. And I go, yeah, I heard. She goes, I think you should do something.
Yeah.
And your family just feels like you have access to everything. And I just go. And she goes, no, I'm serious. And I said, I know. Yeah, it would be cool. And then she calls me like a week later. She goes, hey, I talked to the gang at The View. Mm-hmm. I said, you said what now? And he goes, oh, yeah, they thought it was a good idea. And I go, how'd you get in touch? What the? And she goes, yeah, they said they were going to get in touch with you closer to when she was leaving.
Oh, my God. And nobody knew about this. This was this was just...
And I just thought to myself, oh, they were being nice to her. That's cool,
Yeah.
And then I get a call like a few months later. Hey, Cheri, your cousin Mary called us. And she thought you should be doing this, do something on the show. And we thought it was a great idea. I'm like, my freaking cousin Mary.
Yeah.
Like, it was because of her. Mary Oteri.
Mary
Great
and
job.
Cheri Oteri. Yep.
And and so anyway, so they said, what do you want to do? And I go, my dream. I had 3 ideas.
Yeah.
My dream is to interview her as her.
Oh, my God.
And then they go, oh, Cheri, that's going to be too hard. That's going to be way too hard.
Uh-huh.
And I said, let's just write it, okay?
Uh-huh.
So I wrote it with along with Frank Santapietra there, the writer on the show. And then they flew me out. And we pre-taped it. Thank God. You had to pre-tape it.
Yeah.
And I was dressed as her. And she was so gracious.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, she's a tough cookie,
She is. She has to be.
In other words, she doesn't play.
Yeah.
And she would say, so Cheri, tell me, don't move that!
Just screaming at the sound guy.
She knows. She's got eyes in the back of her head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, but that's why she's Barbara Walters.
Yeah.
But, anyway, so, when we wrote it, they go, okay, you can't say that you can't say this, and you can't say that. And I'm like, okay. I said it all. Like I go, that you had, it says here on page 69 that you had a no-holds-barred sexual affair with a black man. And they go, can you not say sexual affair? And I said, sure. But I said, sexual affair with a black man. And they kept it in. And there was something else I said, can you not say that? Okay. But I said it anyway. And it all went so great. And the best was, she said, as they're setting up the cameras and we're about to go on, she looks at her monitor. She goes, my hair. and her pit crew comes in and they zhuzh, 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 and then they leave. And then a few minutes later, she goes, "My hair! Look at my hair!" And her pit crew comes back in. They zhuzh, 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 right? Zhuzh, 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 zhuzh. And then they go, and then she looked up again. And she goes, "Where are you going? What is going on?" And then they go, "Barbara, you're looking at Cheri's monitor." Well, she starts laughing. And the greatest thing was, as I say, she's all business. To see Barbara Walters belly laugh, like laugh, she thought, and I thought it was funny too, and everybody was cracking up. Mm-hmm. And it just made me feel so good to make her laugh. I don't give a shit if it's my expense. And the funniest thing was the hair people and everything, they walk off cracking up. And I'm like, "So nothing, fellas? Nothing?"
Nothing? Yeah, they're like, "Don't even fix your hair."
Yeah. Nothing.
Oh, you're not really Barbara.
Right. And, but to make her laugh like that. And then I had a little screening at my house because they told me the date that they were going to do it. So I had some people over for breakfast and it wasn't on. And I was so embarrassed, and I called up, and I go, I should have sicked Mary on them.
Yeah, really.
And I called them up, and they go, "Cheri, we're so sorry we didn't tell you. It was so good that we're saving it for the last show."
Oh, because it was pre-taped.
So it was even better, worked out even better. And it was like, it truly was. After doing her on the show and everything, it was a dream come true. To be able
Seriously?
to do, just like when I did Judge Judy and I talked her into coming on so that she could bust me doing her.
Oh, God. I mean,
she was so cool.
Two iconic women right there.
I know.
My God, Judge Judy.
She's cool. Very, very cool. And she was scared half to death. She goes, "Cheri, I only know how to do me. Be me." And I go, "That's all I want you to be. Mm-hmm. Be you." Mm-hmm. And it was such a treat to have her come on and and bust me as her.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what's so great. I mean, you've played the Housewives. What was who did you play?
Was that was on that special. I was like playing. We were all
Teresa,
ourselves.
but not Teresa.
Right.
Yes.
So my joke at the end was going to be when everybody was arguing, she was going to try, but the table was too heavy. So that was my out. I was like.
Is there somebody is there somebody today that you would just love to play that you haven't played?
Oh gosh. So many women in politics.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. I mean, so many.
Yeah. There's a lot of them now.
Yeah.
What happened?
I mean, I watch a lot of, I shouldn't, but there's so many you could spoof.
Yeah.
So many, but I don't want to name names.
Yeah, don't name names because we don't want those reviews because apparently I mentioned something like last week and they're like, "This is too political." I was like, "Oh my God, I didn't even mention politics."
I know. I've done it before.
Political.
I've done it before. Yeah. And then they are ready.
Mm-hmm. It was something about Texas and I'm from Texas and they were like, "Enough." I was like, "But wait, no, I just, what?" Okay. But let's talk about what you're doing now. You have a new movie coming out called Out of Office, which comes out September 5th on Comedy Central.
Yeah, it's a big cast.
Yes, it's huge.
And it was really cool because they were like, you and Jason Alexander will be husband and wife. And I'm like, yes!
Finally!
Finally! I never worked with him before and he was a doll. Uh-huh. I mean, what a beautiful man. Just a beautiful man. And, we talked and family, real family guy, and we just talked so much. And then when we started doing, our thing together, he made me break because we were screaming.
He made you break?
Yeah, like he made me laugh.
Oh, good.
We were just screaming at each other like, why would this couple scream at each other like this? I was just laughing, and I very rarely break. I just laughed at our screaming at each other. And it's just a treat. And then, I don't even know how much I'm in the movie, because my scenes were just with Milani and Jason, and we pay her. But there's so many different components to this movie. But like I've just seen the trailer of Leslie is Jones so funny and Ken Jeong is so yeah.
I just saw Leslie on Saturday night. We were talking about it, and it's just so crazy. Like, because it's like you said, it's a huge cast, and it's about it takes place. A lot of it takes place on Zoom, right?
Yeah.
Because is it like pandemic related?
Well,
like,
it is that it's the era of that
pandemic
where
related.
Everybody is remote.
Yeah. What a time.
I think it was called remote.
Oh, it was, and then they changed it? Exclusive. Ooh. Now, so everyone check that out on Comedy Central. Will it be streaming too? I'm sure it will be. I'm sure everything's going to be streamed.
But on Labor Day, September 5th.
Do you have any Labor Day plans?
No, I don't.
You don't?
I guess I'll watch my movie.
Yeah. Just watch it. Watch
oh,
yourself.
wow, I blinked. I was gone.
Yeah, no. Did you have a good summer? Was it? Yeah.
It was all right.
Because I saw you at another Lance party.
Oh yeah.
I think that's where we'll have to fix that. Where I have to see you outside of a Lance Bass party.
We're cheating on Lance.
I know.
I did go to my cousin Mary's in New Jersey.
Good. Mary Oteri.
Mary Oteri. She's married to my cousin Steve Oteri, and they have a place, a lake house in Hamilton, and I mean that's where I fell in love with pickleball.
Let's talk about pickleball.
The pickleball.
What is it?
Okay, it's
my boyfriend's parents play pickleball as well.
It's table tennis meets regular tennis, like ping pong meets regular tennis. It's just very easy to play.
Table tennis meets.
You got a paddle.
You have a paddle.
And you got a ball.
And a ball.
It's like a wiffle ball.
Okay.
And it's just much easier to play. It's a shorter span. It's not like
a Serena Venus Williams court where you're like, yeah.
Yeah. And you can volley.
Okay.
And it's just something that's doable. And you're not going to hurt yourself, I mean, it's not that strenuous or anything. Yet. But then I come home because she had a court.
A pickleball court?
Oh my God. Their house is just like it's like a retreat. They've got the hydro bikes for the lake.
Ugh.
Right? And then they've got the kayaks and what else did we do? And then the pickleball court. It was like camp.
Yeah, this sounds like my boyfriend's parents' place. Good old Janice and Cliff. They have a lake in the back. We were kayaking in the morning. I met his parents for the first time a couple weeks ago. And he's like, let's go kayaking. And they live in Georgia. And it was like, we were just in this Georgia, like, summertime rainstorm in the kayak.
Oh, nice.
And they play pickleball, and it's like a resort. So I was like going through your Instagram, which I was like appalled that I was not following you, and I followed you yesterday. I was like, this is outrageous. And you were like in a kayak, pickleball, your dogs. I was like, I know this woman.
You know what's so funny?
I know this woman.
You know what's so funny though? Instagram and Facebook, it's all such bullshit in a way because I did those things to look like I'm doing stuff.
Hollywood. What's your dream?
It's kind of like they used to have a house on the bay in Ocean City. And I loved it. That was the kayak where you just pedal with your feet. This lake is very shallow. So, and it wasn't like the bay. It was a small lake. There wasn't much to see or do, from the angle we took the picture, it looked like I was in Deliverance or something. Yeah. And I did it for all of 25 minutes. Take the picture. Make it look like I'm doing something. I was doing something, but and then even with the bike, her son Nick had to get it in the water for me. And I'm just like, and of course the humidity. It's like being in someone's mouth there on a lake.
Oh, yes. Yes. just
Boy.
where you walk outside.
Yeah, and it's like the humidity just slaps you in the face.
Oh, just with its giant hand. Yeah.
And so you don't want to be out there too long and
Yeah.
everything, so, but I really did have the most fun doing the pickleball. And so when I got home, she's so cute. She sent me a pickleball set.
And you have one now.
I have one now. My friend Brian and I, we went in Burbank and played on the court.
Shit. Okay, I'll take you
I said,
up on
take
it.
the picture. I'm going home.
I'm gonna. We got it? Great. Get in the car.
It's freaking hot as hell. Take the damn.
I know, and it's so hot.
No, actually, we didn't take a picture. I actually played.
You did?
Yeah.
For how long?
About an hour.
Enough, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take you. I'll play pickleball with you.
It was fun.
I think you might have to take my pickleball V card because I've never played it.
Oh, honey, that's what's so great about. That's why people like it. My friend Joanna in Colorado, she's on a league, and I was just like on a league. She goes, "That's how much I love it." So I don't. You just have to. What you're subject to is where there are courts. So you just have to find a pickleball court. A lot of them, they're just like pop-ups.
Oh, a pop-up pickleball court?
Pop-up pickleball
Say
court.
that three
Say
times
that.
fast.
Wait a minute. There's a lot in Pasadena. Pop-up pickleball court in Pasadena. Paso Robles.
Pop-up. Pacific Palisades.
Pacific Palisades. Pop-up pickleball.
Pacific Palisades. So hard.
But it's fun, isn't
But
it?
it is good. It is good. What show? Okay, are there any shows you're watching right now? Because I mentioned to you.
Yeah, Lord of the House of Dragons.
Are you liking House of Dragon?
Yeah, I like it.
It's fun.
Yeah. And it's always so hard when you watch something else, Game of Thrones, and you're going to compare it. But
Yeah.
I'm down.
I'm down too.
I'm so into it.
I'm ready for this women empowerment dragon moment.
I love when they get on you don't see them get on the dragon, right? Or get off the dragon. I want to see them get off the dragon, slide down or something like
Yeah. Yes.
That's a far drop, but you never see them.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, and I love the guy that was in The Crown, the actor that's playing
who that
the brother.
is.
Yeah.
He is so interesting looking. He played
is.
Philip.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why
He's good.
I've seen him before.
And she's a good actress. The acting, I love the acting.
I mean, my God, honestly, I watched that and I'm like, how, the names of things, they're like House of Aegon of blah, 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 blah. I'm like, how many takes does that take? And they're just like,
You're not Targaryen.
yeah, you're not Targaryen. Feed him to the crab feeder. I'm like, what is that? I mean, I've been called worse, but, I'm like, give him a name or something.
I hear he's got crab feeder.
Don't talk to Gary. He's the crab feeder. I do. Apparently, we're going to get all these dragons, which I think that's what
I
everyone's here
love
for.
seeing the dragons.
How
Love,
weird.
love.
Spoiler alert. How weird. Did you watch this last week's episode?
I know I would cry if I saw them feed the dragons.
Yeah, we never see a dragon eat.
Oh.
It's probably for the best.
Yes, it is.
It's probably for the best. Because I'm sure it's a lot.
Yeah, and it's alive.
Yeah.
Whatever they're feeding.
And it's a lot.
Unless he likes crabs, then we're set. Then it's all good.
It's a pescatarian dragon.
And of course, I love the Housewives.
Yes, which did you see last?
Yes.
You didn't even let me finish. But yes.
Yeah.
Housewives Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Now, as a donor to the Homeless Not Toothless Foundation,
Honey, I am laughing at that constantly.
Me too.
I am laughing at that constantly. I mean,
the best television. I can't even.
Wait a minute, is it toothless but not homeless, or homeless but not toothless?
But I mean, Kathy Hilton. That's
But
all I have to say.
wait a second.
Okay, go in.
And she is built in funny because she doesn't have a filter.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. How about Andy putting up Lizzo and her saying precious? I just was like, oh.
But you know what? I think it's relatable where people.
Yes, it
if she's
is.
a woman of a certain
Right.
age.
Right.
Not everybody knows
Right.
who Lizzo is.
But there was a lot of people she didn't know who they were. I would have just not guessed.
I know. I'd be like, I don't know. Bye.
Right. Never guess.
Never guess.
Note to self: never guess. If you don't know it, don't guess.
Do you think Andy kind of baited her into that? Yeah, for sure. Right? He's like, "Who's this, Kathy?"
And then he put his card over his face.
Yeah.
He put his card over his face. I love watching him have fun.
Yeah. He's having a blast.
Because he truly does have fun. And I've done the show twice. And it's like, the fun is already set in. You don't even have to worry about if the guest is boring or not. That show moves like this, and they got the games that are silly, and Shotsky, and
the bartender. I just want to be the bartender one day.
I think you should be.
I should just be like, "What's up, Andy?"
Yeah, right. And I don't even have a shaker in my hand.
There's nothing in here. God. What? But there is a clip somebody made. I'll have to send it to you. I posted it up on my Instagram last
homeless,
week.
not toothless. I can't stop with that.
Where someone made a mock trailer about Kathy Hilton and the Homeless and Toothless Foundation. Homeless, not toothless. See, I can't even do it. But where they make her this crazy woman who it sounds like it's so real that I sent it to someone who was like, "What is this from? Did she really steal people's teeth?" Because it's like a horror movie, but made around the housewives, and the way it's edited makes it look like it's a horror film.
I'm picturing people just getting in a line getting flippers. The flippers that you put in.
Do I know what a flipper is? I'm from the South. I know a pageant queen when I see one.
Good news, you're not toothless anymore. Bad news, still homeless. Keep going.
That's what I thought. Where they were like, and then Dorit just being
I got choppers, but no bed.
My veneers could buy a house. Oh, well. I'll sleep on this box. But these teeth, they ain't going nowhere.
I can eat corn, but I have nowhere to eat it.
That's what made me laugh so hard. And also just...
Because you're just picturing.
Just Dorit just being like, it's an
like,
actual organization. It does very well. Garcelle, you're laughing. You're laughing.
And it's not that we're freaking laughing at, the seriousness of homelessness. You're laughing at the freaking name.
I know. And I'm also laughing at what a Hollywood thing.
Yes.
Where I'm going to walk by some homeless person and be like, hey.
It's kittens without collars. Come on, gang. It's a real organization. Kittens without collars.
Do you know what this homeless youth wants? A new smile. No. They want a fucking place to live.
When I see you on the street, I don't want to be offended by your dental work or the lack thereof.
But also, it made me think, what if you're toothless and doing well? What if you have a home and you're toothless? No, it's not toothless and homeless. And
we call that British.
Yeah. It's just British.
I'm doing well.
Everything's fine over here. In Castle Essex. Or Tassel Targaryen. Yeah, they didn't have homeless, not toothless, and Targaryen. Or did they? Oh my gosh. Well, let's.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you brought that up.
I mean, it had to be done, and I'm so glad I got to bring it up with you because it seriously haunts me to this day. And what great press for them. They got so much press for it. That now everyone knows that organization.
Listen, I've been a part of this organization, Food on Foot, for so many years, and it's every Sunday. It's just between Hollywood on Schrader, between Hollywood and Sunset, every single Sunday, and back at the Gay and Lesbian Center.
Yeah,
it's been for 25 years, every Sunday, and one of my closest friends was the social worker for it. And
what is this again?
Food on Foot.
Food. What is it? Food.
Food on Foot.
Okay, food on foot.
Yeah. And people are like, "Oh, do you deliver meals?" Because that's what it sounds like. Oh no, they come to us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if they want food, they're gonna have to get it on foot.
Yeah, that's the name.
No, but the great thing about this organization is they also get people into apartments and jobs.
Good.
You know what I mean? It's like not a handout. It's like a hand up. And if anybody there wants to work, they get in a work program, and it's done very disciplined, like military. And that's how you weed out people who just have fallen on hard times and they want to get back to work and take no money from the government. And it's a wonderful organization. And I just think about that because I take it very seriously. It breaks my heart when I see people, homeless.
Not toothless.
Not toothless.
Yeah.
Like, come on. That cracked me up. And I really thought the people who laughed saw this ridiculousness of that title. And the people who didn't, it's kind of like, that sounds acceptable to you. That's... Yeah. But man, I love Garcelle.
Oh, Garcelle's everything. But like, can people make donations to Food on Foot?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
And go online, Food on Foot, and you can, any Sunday, sign up to volunteer.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to do
and
that.
And they got clothes
yes.
and, you bring old clothes. And the greatest thing is when you see people who were once homeless graduate and you get an apartment.
Oh.
It's amazing because the Food on Foot provides the apartment and a job, and it's minimum wage. And it's just, I never saw an organization that sees it, somebody from the beginning of homelessness to the very end to have their own apartment and a job. And
it's special.
It really is.
It's, what's it called?
I saw two homeless people.
Yeah. God, you saw two homeless people what?
They graduated around the same time and they ended up getting married.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Food on Foot.
Yeah. So hence that's why I'm always going to Food on Foot.
Yeah.
To meet somebody.
Yeah, you can. It's the new Tinder, apparently.
And you're like, you look at a guy and it's like, homeless or hip?
Oh, yeah. No, same way. Same way. I'm just like, what's the story? What's the story going on here?
It's kind of like, you see a kid like, and you give him a sandwich. I remember giving it. He's like, I'm not homeless. I was like,
I'm toothless.
I'm toothless. Don't judge me by my dental.
God, my dental plan is not up to par.
Someone needs to say hi to Gene. Hi, Gene.
Hi, Gene. Absolutely. Well, go check out Food on Foot. I'm assuming it's foodonfoot.com. Yeah. Make sure to, if you want to throw a couple bucks their way, if you want to sign up to volunteer, you might run into Cheri on Sunday.
Sunday.
I'll come join you. Pickleball, Food on Foot.
Oh, honey.
Want to make it a date?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And make
just
sure,
tell Lance.
Yeah, God. Lance, don't listen to this episode. No, he won't. Actually, I'm going to try and get him on here in a couple weeks. But make sure to check out...
His kids are turning 1.
It's so weird. Are you going to be at that birthday party? Because I probably will. I will be too. So I'll see you there. It's a Lance party. I'll see you there.
Oh, my gosh. Those kids are so cute.
Precious.
Oh, my God. The last time I was on the show, I held Violet for the longest time. Oh, my gosh. What blessings.
They're just... They look like Cabbage Patch Kids.
I know.
They look like absolute Cabbage Patch Kids.
I'm really happy for them both.
Me too. Meanwhile, I am barren and sterile.
And that was the funnest thing. Well, about Morning Latte, when I came up with Morning Latte because I was always watching all the morning shows that summer. I watched all of them, and I was like, I want to do a morning show. And because Kathy Lee always talked about her kids. So my character
Cody.
and Cassidy, I always talked about how I couldn't have kids. Now, I can't have children because my cervix is the size of a circus peanut. My ovaries are, and each time it was, this bakery's closed. This bakery's closed.
I think that's...
No buns coming out of this oven.
I think that styled my sense of humor was just the morbidness of just like, I'm just letting everyone know. And everyone's like, you don't have to share all that. And just being like...
My tubes are like this.
Yeah, yes. And everyone's like, oh, okay.
They're not coming apart.
Can't have them.
Yeah.
And I don't want them. Well, thank you so much for being on the episode, Cheri. I love you to death.
It's by so fast.
I know. Is there anything you want to talk about? No? You check Out of Office on September 5th on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
What else? Instagram, all that jazz. What else you got coming up?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm the worst at promoting myself.
No, you're not. That's why we have you on here. To promote.
Yeah.
And be fabulous.
No, but this was so fun.
I'm glad you had fun. And next time you come on, I'll have foundation. Or powder.
No, just powder. Just translucent powder.
Translucent
powder.
Translucent powder matters. I love you, sweetheart.
Love you.
Thank you. And on that note, we hope you enjoyed your episode this week. A big, huge special thanks. Honestly, seriously, like dream made. And I want to say a special thank you to Cheri Oteri for being here and taking time out of her day. Make sure to check out her new film, Out of Office, September 5th on Comedy Central. Make sure to follow her wherever she is. If you have not seen any of the SNL sketches that she mentioned, do yourselves a favor and just put them on YouTube and just laugh your ass off. I mean, seriously, over the moon right now. Thank you, John. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to leave a review. We love hearing from you guys. And as always, if you got a story you want us to talk about, feel free to share it, send it my way, and hopefully it'll get on next episode. So you guys take care. Have a happy, safe Labor Day weekend. It's pumpkin spice season. We'll see you next time.